Welcome to the Business Spotlight. My name is Jada Walker, and I am your host for today's conversation. And my guest today is Alvaro Madrazo. He is the founder and CEO of Brutal Salty Energy. We'll be talking about his business, journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek of what it's really like to build and operate a business. So, Alvaro, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here today. I would love for you to share a little bit of your background, of who you are, and a little bit of your business as well.
Yeah, hello, Jada. Thank you for having me. So, as you said, I'm Alvaro Madrazo, and I was born in Mexico, and then I moved to Europe. I've been living in Europe for the last 20 years, and now I open my company, which is Brutal Salty Energy in Austin, and I'm doing the paperwork. So maybe in a couple of months, I will be an Austinite.
Yes, we would love to have you here, of course. Okay, so to set the stage for our viewers and listeners, generally speaking, what does your current ownership structure look like? And are you like the sole founder, or are there any type of investors that you have?
So I have an investor in the US. But I'm holding 90% of the company, and I'm coming from. Actually, I started the company in France 5 years ago, which I had a very ambitious vision. So I had the production facility with logistics. I had everything in house. And the cost of business of doing business here in Europe, but in France in particular, is huge. So I decided last year we had to close the manufacturing facility, and we are pivoting. We're not pivoting the product and the project, which we do believe in it, but we are pivoting the business model. So now I have a supplier. I'm producing in the US, and I'm moving for 100% US based business. And so at the moment, I moved for before I had a 10 people team because I had the marketing production. So to becoming, it's a new experience. I am a solopreneur. So I'm a sole owner for the moment.
That's cool. So how did this affect um your role as the CEO since now you're having to like move everything?
Yeah, it completely changed the game, but I'm super excited because I was when I started the company, it was very important to have the manufacturing because it's a new product.
Hmm.
Just to let you know, we are in the sports nutrition for endurance athletes. So we wanted to have a different product. So everything out there in the market is carb based. So now everybody's telling you need to have this much grams of carbs per hour. So everything it's actually is water and sugar that what they're selling you. And I'm coming from a background of sports, and I always had problems with the very high carb foods. I'm coming from
Yeah.
a diabetes type 2 family, and so I'm always had problem with these carbs, especially gaining weight. So I said there has to be a better way. So our product is fat based, so that's why we're using nuts. And to develop a new product, I needed to have the production. Because if I didn't, I needed to pass my time negotiating with the small batch production. So we decided to go with the machines. We developed the whole nut butter blends. So we had macadamias, almonds, peanut butter,
Mm,
which is now we're using in the US because you're most used to the peanut butter. And
yeah.
and then we put MCT oils. It's a little bit technical, so to be more easily digested, and we're putting some freeze-dried fruit. So imagine you have. I remember in the 90s you had the peanut butter and the jelly sandwiches, but
Yeah.
here I wanted to take out the sugar. So now you have the peanut butter with the fruit and no sugar. So all our products are 5 ingredients or less.
I love that because I'm like a person. I love to. I look at the ingredients at the store. I'm a new mom, so I'm like crazy, and so I look at all the ingredients, and it's like there's so many things in food where you're like, I don't even know what this means. I have to Google it, and then it's it's just like no, this shouldn't even be in the food. So I love that it's only 5 ingredients. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you even manage to get it down to 5 ingredients? Like, what is that like? What is that process like?
So first I start with the nutritional values, what I wanted. So I wanted to have more than 50% of the calories coming from fats, and I wanted to have less than 10% of the calories coming from carbs. No
Mm-hmm.
sugars, no sweeteners, no additives. There is one advantage with fats that they hold very well on time. So,
Mm-hmm.
like you can have peanut butter for 1 year, 1 year and a half. What it's gonna happen is gonna separate a little bit, but you only take the oil that touches the oxygen part, and it conserves. Actually, the oil helps to conserve the product. So you don't need
Oh,
conservatives. You don't need conservatives. Like now we have a 1 year date in all our products, so that's enough to sell it. And then you put the fruit on it, and then you work with the flavors. So you start by the nutritional values, then you match it with, okay, how can I get a very good texture, because it has to be very, very smooth. So
yeah.
I can use macadamia nuts, we can use almonds, we can use peanuts, and then with that we add a little bit of MCT oils, which will help the absorption. And then we just play with the flavors. That's the creative part. I love it. We have one.
Yeah.
It's pineapple and chili. No, it's my
Yeah,
Mexican
I saw
background.
that. Yeah, I was like, yo, that would be really good. I just already know it.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, we sold the first ones, and in the second batch of production, we're gonna increase a little bit the chili because the people said, I wanted to feel it a little bit more. So
That
that's
would be
that's
my boyfriend. Yeah. He loves like chili, like he's crazy.
So it was a very fun 4 years where we developed the products. We had everything. We were doing a lot of tastes. So now, when we close the manufacturing part, is because you need to have a very big volume of sales in order to
Hmm.
optimize that. So now we are working with a manufacturer, which is it's great because I have all the know-how and I know my formula. So I went there, we developed the product in their machines, and then I have the capacity to really answer to big orders if we start doing B2B. So at the moment, the business model is only B2C in our website. It's very easy. It's brutalsaltyenergy.com. And like this, I wanted to keep it like this for 1 or 2 years because we have the direct contact with the consumer. I have the feedback. I
Hmm.
can ask, okay, which new flavors? For the moment, we have three, but we can have 4 or 5 different formulas.
Yeah, and I like how you guys can use more than just peanuts. Like you can use the almonds and I think you said cashew.
Yeah, no, macadamia.
No, macadamians. Yeah, yeah, I like
Cashew, I
that.
did some tests with cashew, but actually, the cashew is the nut that has the more carbs.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so it
But
was
you're
living
like,
in my.
you're like, we'll leave that one out. That's good to know because I wouldn't have known that. Like, and I like to eat nuts, so yeah, I wouldn't have known that. I like, yeah, I'm learning a lot just in it's a little amount of time that we've had. Okay. So whenever you look at your role, how many hours do you spend working in your business, and then how many do you spend working on the business?
So now it's been 5 years that I'm 100% in
Hmm.
this project. So to count the hours, it's a little bit difficult because, and especially now that I'm by myself, sometimes you can do like 4 or 5 hours straight just doing like market, especially content marketing, and then
Hmm.
discussing with the big revolution we talk after with the AI, and then coming back and forth. And I realize sometimes you have to let the project a little bit of time. I know I'm starting from zero. I was doing like good sales. I had a 10,000 base customer in Europe, and in the US
Oh,
I'm starting
wow.
from zero. So it's difficult to start from zero.
Yeah, of
So
course.
so every sale is a battle. So like I do the like the I do a little dance because I'm so happy when somebody buys a product now.
Yeah.
When it's coming from the US, because it's just okay. I'm doing the things like one step at a time, and you need to give the time to to the project. I don't like the idea of just putting $10,000 a day in advertisement. It's just it's not real growth. Real growth,
No.
you need to give it a time. I'm going on November. We are sponsoring a race in Arizona, which is the border gravel bicycle race. So
Oh,
I'll be
cool.
racing there. So it's super cool because I love doing the bike riding and running. So for me, it's
Yeah, I was
okay.
gonna say, I think it said that you were a triathlon at one. You were in a
I did
triathlon.
some triathlons, but actually I'm coming from the mountain bike.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so
So
that is
so can you like ride down the mountains like really like I don't know. I've seen people in movies, you know how they ride down and it like looks like they're gonna fall, but they're still on the bike.
yeah,
I'm like,
now
how does that happen?
it's crazy. I come from the 90s where mountain biking was starting. So
Hmm.
I was in the Mexican team. I did world championships in Colorado in Vail in 94. So that's a long time ago. And I used to race
Yeah, that
down.
was the year my brother was born. I was born in '96.
So you can imagine it. That's but what they're doing now in the mountain bikes is just crazy. It's just but
Yeah,
I still love to go out. It's just I don't do the big jumps because I just find it incredible.
yeah. Like when I see videos, I'm amazed. Some people are. I just don't understand how they don't have fear. I would be like, ah, like I'm scared of roller coasters. So I'm just no. The mountain biking, no, wouldn't be me.
Yeah, but it's an amazing sport. And the
Oh,
idea
I
is to
bet.
the whole idea is also to bring back this golden era of the mountain bike of the 90s. I think I see a lot of people my age, like I'm around 50 now, almost. And it's just this feeling of okay, it's not about having 10 grams more of carbs or 10 grams less that you're gonna win the race. It's about the time that you put training before. And
Yeah,
even the name brutal salty energy, I'm trying to bring back this feeling, this back to the scene to say I just want to have good food, real food, and I go riding. It's just not about
yeah,
Strava or trying to put. I think we are becoming too technical, and we need to go back with the soul of riding.
yeah. Get one with nature again.
Yeah, that's a little bit the philosophy of the brand.
Yeah, I love that. I wish I could get into something like that. But
Yeah,
before we get
you
into
can
the,
just take
oh,
the bike or riding or running. Running also it's a great sport. It's difficult at first, but
yeah, I'm definitely my one of my friends. She just got into running, and actually my cousin, she just got into running like this year, and she's already done, I think, two or three 5Ks or something. And I'm like, I don't even understand how she's doing it, but whatever. And I've actually, whenever I was reading about your product, I was thinking, like my friend and my cousin, they could definitely use it, or at least definitely my friend. She runs more than my cousin, but they could definitely use this product. So I'm definitely going to mention it to them later today. Um, but before we get into the nitty gritty of your business itself, let's look into your background a bit and what led you here. So, why did you choose to go into business for yourself as opposed to choosing to work for someone else?
so uh, I did work for someone else. So in
Hmm.
my academic background, I did some studies in nutrition, like 2 years in
Okay.
university. Because I was really into cycling. So I really wanted to find the advantage to, okay, what do I need to eat to get there? I studied 2 years and then I changed in the university. Actually, I graduated as a product designer.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and then I moved to France. I did a master's in international business here in the School of Management. And I worked for 8 years I think it's the largest sports retailer in the world. It's not like one brand, it has a lot of brands. It's called Decathlon. It's all in Europe, in China,
Okay.
it's a very big company. So I was I was really in the sports retailer to see how it works. the whole chain. It's a company that is completely integrated. So you have the stores, but you have
Hmm.
all the brands inside. You can think
Oh,
a
so
little bit like
cool.
a REI.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very cool company. And then I work as a buyer in it's a supermarket chain, but not for the food department, but for the non-food. It's a little bit like Walmart here.
Mm,
And after 15 years of working in the corporate world, I told myself, okay, I need to do what is passionate, what I'm passionate about. My kids were born, and I said, I don't see myself like 30 years more of this. I need to get my own adventure.
yeah, I like how you just decided you're just gonna start your own thing, like out of the blue, basically.
Yeah, actually, I saw a space in the market. Huh? You have
Oh,
in the sports nutrition, you have like all the market. You have the carbs, which is
mm-hmm,
80% of the market. Now the protein is taking like maybe 20%, but there is no one talking about the fats, because the fats we have thought, they're bad, but actually
mm-hmm,
it's not that they're bad. It's just that you need to treat them differently. 1 gram of fat has 9 kilocalories, and the protein and the carbs, they have four. So yeah, there is more energy in the same
mm-hmm.
weight in the fat, which
Yeah,
for endurance sports is great because you
right.
are taking the fat with you. You want energy. The more energy you can have from a pack, the best. So actually, one of our pouches is 300 kilocalories. If you take the
Whoa.
competition, like a gel of the
Mm-hmm.
competition, is like equivalent to 4 or 5 gels in one.
That's crazy.
And imagine you go to the gas station, and then you have diesel, you have
Mm-hmm.
gas, and you have electric. Each one
Right.
is different depending what you're gonna do. If you're gonna go with a big truck long distance, you need diesel. If you're gonna be in the city, you're gonna have like electric. For the macronutrients in sports is the same. So we have carbs, protein, and fats. No, there is no brand touching the fats. So uh, I said that there is something to do there, and we are the first brand that it's actually fat based.
Mm. I'm
So
gonna
I'm
write
not
that
telling
down. I'm gonna remember that.
we are going to replace the proteins and but there is a place for each one.
No, really. I was like, and then like, yeah, this is like that's so interesting. Like, you're the first one that's fat based. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, it's like I don't understand why other companies don't think of stuff like that because it's also this how like doesn't that help with like your gut, like your digestion
Yeah,
system?
it's very easy to digest. Like the stomach won't work, and then the glycemic levels. We have some people that are have diabetes type 1, and they have
Mm,
the monitor, and actually it doesn't move. So you can eat, and you don't have to put insulin after, because it just doesn't move
that's
the glycemic
great.
level. So that's super interesting, and I think we are just starting to see the benefits of what we can do to just control the glycemic levels throughout the day. So
Yeah, and
we are
especially
based in
go ahead.
sports. Sorry. I was
No,
going to
you're
say
okay.
we are based in endurance sports because I love sports, but I think it's a product that can go into lifestyle also. Like instead of having like a sugary bar, you can
Yeah,
have the satiety effect, real food with real products, and just eat like a liquid bar, something like that would be.
yeah. Yeah, no, I like, and I feel like it would go down easier too and faster. Like you would get the nutrition faster because it's like almost a liquid-ish, or like you said, it's like a gel.
Yeah, it's like a very liquid peanut butter.
Yeah. So yeah, and it would go down way easier. I feel like it would just taste better anyways, you know? Okay. So as you look back on your journey so far, What has been a memorable roadblock or hurdle that you've had a challenge or that you have been challenged with and you were forced to overcome?
Yeah, that was definitely last year. Last year, when I saw like the market, even if we were growing, I start to see the weight of the manufacturing process and the capital needed to sustain that. It was super hard. So uh, taking the decision of closing the manufacturing in France, and actually I closed the whole unit in France. That was it. It took me time to do, and it was super stressful. I think if you have been having different entrepreneurs, I was not sleeping.
Oh, I
So
wouldn't either. Yeah.
so it was, and actually, when I closed it, I didn't know if I was what I was going to do after. And okay, so first I closed it. I went with my family for a couple of weeks just to think about okay, now what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, we have a great product. It's validated by the consumer. It's working because we had athletes like we sponsor and we had the great feedback. I said, what was the blocking point? Said the blocking point was the business model, which I cannot do everything, like manufacturing, logistics, conditioning of the product, like and then selling. And I needed a bigger market. And then it's in my reasoning, I said, okay, bigger market. The biggest market for this kind of product and for the sport and for anything is the US market. That is no question. And then the business model, then I said, okay, I need to look for a partner that can produce for me and a
Yeah.
partner that can do the logistics for me. And then I can move forward in a completely different way with a lighter structure. And I decided to do that on January. And it took me 6 months to develop the new packs, adapt to the US market, the new flavors, uh, like create everything, find a partner for production, for logistics, launch, and we just launched in August.
Wow. But it's crazy. Like, that's so crazy that, I mean, 6 months is like, it's long, but it's also not that long. You know what I mean? Like, I know it probably felt really long for you because you're the one that has to go through all of that process and doing all of that. But when you really think about it, like, it could have took you like over a year or something, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know, but it could have took you a while. So that's so crazy that it happened like fast.
Yeah, I think the biggest advantage is that I already knew what I wanted. So the product was clear, the branding was clear, and then I just had to execute. But it was
So what
difficult.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Yeah. So what impact did that have on your growth as a business owner?
Well, for the business, it was super hard because we closed everything here, so I had no stock. So we
Mm-hmm.
we finished at zero last year. Well, not at zero because we had the I closed in November, so exactly 1 year ago. Uh, the impact is being like personally. When I decided to close the company, I stopped paying myself, and then this whole year. So it's mostly taking on my yeah, like on the business to start from zero again, and for me to just trust the process. I even
Yeah.
have like trust the process and be confident that it will work because the feedback is good and the product is tried. So it's just as I told you before, it's a question of time.
Yeah. And no, I think it'll do great here because you're about to be manufacturing here in the US, and then it's all natural ingredients, and people love peanut butter. I don't know anyone who doesn't love peanut butter unless they're just allergic. So I think it's gonna do great here. And especially because there's a lot of new runners. Everyone, I swear, especially on TikTok, it's like running is the new rave now.
Yeah, and there is great companies that came from Austin. There is a guy did a
Yeah.
running shoe company that I think he closed it like he's closing because it's so difficult with the tariffs. But there is the community in Austin for sports running and cycling is huge.
Oh yeah, I see people like I just saw someone running whenever I was on my way here, and I was like, "Girl, it's cold. It's a little cold. Like, you didn't have a jacket on." I was like, okay, but that's her.
Well, Austin is either cold or either hot.
Yes. Like later today, I'm sure it'll be in like the upper 80s. It probably is by now. I don't know yet. So let's move on to what makes your business so special. So I know we were just talking about it, but who primarily does your business serve? Like if I were in the audience, how would I know that I'm a great fit for your product?
So all the people that are just have tried like to do a half marathon or a marathon, and they are following what everybody tells to have a gel every 45 minutes, and 3 hours in they find themselves just puking on the side. They know that that doesn't work. And we have a lot of people coming to us like, I cannot have any more gels. So that is one part of our customers that said, okay, let's give it a try to something completely different. Then we have the people that don't want to put like just ultra transformed products, ultra processed foods on their mouths. So they want something
Right.
natural. And we also have the active people that go to work, and sometimes they don't have time to have lunch, and they going for the gym. So they can just have one of these, and they know it's 300 and 300 calories. So they know they can go through their routine at the gym, and then go dinner at home, and they don't have to have a sugary snack, which is what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah. Cause then it's like the sugary snacks always give you like some type of crash.
And actually you eat one and you want another one.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah, it's never one. It's never about one.
Never. It's almost like it's just a snack. Like it's not anything nutritious. You're just wanting it just because it's good. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what makes your business unique and how do you communicate what makes your business stand out against the competition?
So that is another point, which is okay. We have the product, how it's different, but the business, the company, we are, and you see it in the brand, in the name, Brutal Salty Energy. I'm trying to really to tell to the people like life is brutal. There is a lot of brands, and I think now it's starting to change, but for decades everything was pink and great and feeling great, and everything was about feeling great. And actually life is not like that. When you
Mm,
then you feel disconnected, because when something happens and you see like in the social media everybody's telling everything is great, and
yes.
you're not living it, and you can feel this disconnection. I think it's very hard on people. So what we're telling is, okay, life is brutal. So how you gonna affront life? And
Hmm.
if you go to our site, the values is like, okay, you're not in control. Some things will happen that you're not in control. So the important is that how you take it. And one of our values is also like, we all gonna die. So what you're gonna do with your time here? Like it's just temporary life. So do something good. And I think
Yes.
this I think this take on marketing, it's really needed, especially in sports. Sometimes I think we abused in the ego trip. Like when you see
Hmm.
the races and you are an Ironman, we are like, okay, you run a marathon, that's great, but it's only sport. There are some other
Right.
things. There is the family. There is what you're doing in your everyday life. It's great that you run. Don't get me wrong. It's great. It's good for you, but don't get over it just because you ran a marathon. You're not Superman. So we are
Right.
trying to communicate all that, and I think it really I think it really resonates. It's very different marketing wise, and I love it. For me, it's my way of expressing myself. I tell my kids, but what you do, I just love to confront people and to make them think.
Yes. No, I love that. So what is one thing that you wish that more people knew about your business?
Uh, I would love that more people try it. And that's what I'm fighting now. No, the social networks, it's becoming so competitive. So
Hmm.
to be out there and that the people see you, and then they come to the site and they do all these faces to buy the product is not simple. I'm gonna try to do more events, the more possible, and give samples. That's what I'm doing in Arizona in November. I think I will be before the end of the year in Austin, also to do some
Yeah.
community runs and give the product. That's what I would love the people to see. And then through the product that they get the curiosity to go to the site and say, what is this brand talking about? What is this idea of life is another values. Life is not about you. Like it's about
Yeah.
the others. What are you doing for the others? It's not me, 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 me.
No, I love that because like I know so many people who are just like me, and then yeah, so self-centered. But I love that like if you do come to Austin, or if like there's something that like you are doing here in Austin at the end of the year, I will definitely come and support. I'll try and follow you on LinkedIn so that I can keep updated. But yeah, I would love to come and support you and bring. I'll try and bring like some people that I know. Not all of them run or anything, but I'll try and bring them. Maybe they'll know some people.
Yeah, yeah. You can follow us in LinkedIn. There's also the Instagram. I'm just working on some ideas of marketing. I did one that I really like. Well, after you saw it, there is small videos, like 10 seconds.
Hmm. Yeah, no. So this will actually lead me into marketing. I'm glad you kind of brought that up because it's obviously very important for every single business out there. So I'm just curious what successful businesses are doing. So do you know what percentage of your monthly sales is typically invested back into marketing or like your marketing budget?
Yeah, like if I tell you the what we did here, and I think it's one of the things that we did wrong. We spent too much,
Mm, mm,
especially especially not in content. I think in content it is good that you invest, but we were doing a lot in ads, and it's a little bit like doping in the sport. Yeah, of course
yeah.
you go faster, but it's not long term. And the moment you cut it, you come back down to the level that you should be according to
Mm,
the time. So now I'm investing a lot less in the marketing, in the paid marketing, but I'm gonna put much more in events, athletes, and community. Like I prefer to put 10,000 in samples out there that the people and just doing okay, 100 stores go out for a 5 mile run. We do a product, we talk to them, we explain, just as I told you, why we should be careful with just having so much sugar and why fat is interesting, than putting that same amount into a platform, a social network that is just gonna burn it. Yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna sell for some weeks, but it's not. I think now the most important is to build a community, and to build a community, you need to be there. Like so,
Yeah, of course.
so the next year, couple of years, I think for me it looks like a lot of traveling and just meeting people.
Yeah. I think it's better whenever you meet people anyways with stuff like this because then like they can actually see who you are, hear your story, and then hear how you're explaining it, and then they can see like your passion for it too. I love that about businesses.
Yeah, and well, you've seen like I think you have the feeling. I love it. I love to talk to people, and
Yeah,
once I'm there, even I profit. I take my bike and I go for the race. Well, that's the only thing is my family is gonna say, "Ah, Dad, where are you?" But they understand.
right, right. They're like, he's on the trail somewhere.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I've always like I feel like I've only seen people like that in the movies. Like I've never actually met someone who's just always on the go and like their family's just like, oh yeah, they're over here, they're over there, like whatever, they're just living. So that's really cool. Okay. So you had mentioned, of course, whenever you were in France, you had a team where possible. And I feel it's important to address the topic of building a great team. So how would you describe your leadership style in business and has it changed over the past year?
It has really changed, and I learned this, I think, the hard way. when I was working in the corporate business, like in these big companies, I had, I think at the end, maybe a little bit 10, 11 people that I manage, but it's a huge group. Like you're talking like
Hmm.
Walmart, well, not as big, but big company. And I was really empathetic manager, like
Hmm.
always okay, supporting my team, defending my team with the managers, having leaving them space, and I think it worked very good. I had good feedback from my teams. I Some of them they went to other companies that I advised them to go, and so it was very charismatic. When it's your business, it changes.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. You cannot do that. It's the stakes are higher, and I think it's like each employee, it's so much at stake that actually each one is like a P&L a P&L sheet that they need to give. Okay, what are you giving to the business? What am I losing with you? Like
Hmm.
is that much? And there is a huge problem here in France when you have a startup. You cannot fire people.
Oh, really?
So
Oh, is that like the
so
law?
yeah, it's super difficult,
Oh,
or it
wow.
or it will cost a lot of money. And
Oh, yeah. So you're like, I'm not spending all that money. You know, I
yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, I think I was doing a good job with the like at the end I had 10 like 9 people like full time. But that's I wouldn't do it again here because in a startup you need to be very fast. You need to
Hmm.
hire. And one advice I would give is you hire culture much more than knowledge. You need people that understand your brand, that follow your brand, your philosophy. And then the know, of course, they should have the knowledge. If you hire someone for marketing, they should know about marketing, but
Right.
they should be with the culture of the. For example, I'm all into sports, so
Right.
the people that I hire they need to do sports because if not, they won't understand the customer.
Exactly. Yeah. That would be like, it'd be like a scientist that's never played a sport in their life coming and trying to work for you and like trying to explain to someone sports and it's like you don't even know what you're talking about.
So that is super important culture, and then being able to hire, and if it doesn't work just let go fast so you can try different people and see the match and how it works, because sometimes you can have a great match with one person but they just don't go along with the rest of the team. It happened to me also.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely I've run into people like that before through jobs. So yeah, and it's like they're such a great worker by themselves, but not with other people. Not at all. Like they should have just started their own business. Oh my goodness. Um, okay, so what, okay, because now you're starting from scratch, you said. So what type of training do you have in place for your team members whenever you get them?
There should be like uh, training in nutrition so they understand the
Mm.
basics and why we are proposing something different. There is so many people talking about the carbs and what is happening, so they need to be able to say okay, yeah, that is good, carbs for some parts, uh, but the fats have their place. So that's the technical training. And then for the rest of the training, like to talk to people, they I think I would take them into a trip with me. Like, okay, we go to an event, we take the bikes, we go, we ride, and that's how you meet people actually. when you are
Yeah,
when you are maybe 3 days but 24 hours, and then you can trust them. Especially because I'm moving, my supplier is in Pennsylvania, like the headquarters in Austin, and Me now I'm in Europe because there is some events here. So I need people. For the moment, it's only me, but when I'm gonna hire people, the number one thing is culture and trust.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I love your story so far. So let's fast forward and take a look at what's to come next. So where do you see your business in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think that in 5 years we will see that all endurance athletes will be at some point using fats in their nutrition. For the moment, it's 1%. It's zero. We're also in there in the so I really see Brutal Salty Energy as the leader in this ultra niche, which is the endurance sports niche. And from there, we're gonna be able to have the structure to open to lifestyle and to say, okay, if this works for a guy running 100 miles, imagine what it can do for you when you going before the gym after work,
Yeah,
or because you have the kids and you need also the energy because you have kids, you have work, you have husband, you have everything.
yeah.
So that's the idea. The platform is to go into a niche very specific, be the go-to brand in that niche, which I think we can be in 5 years, the top
Oh,
endurance
definitely.
brand.
Especially being here in Austin. I have full faith in you. Like it's gonna boom here.
And then opening from there, and then the sky is the limit. Once you open to lifestyle, is the sky is the limit.
Yeah. And I would love that because right when you said something about kids, I was like, yeah, I've been very low on energy. My daughter, like last night, she was up at I think it was 3 in the morning, 2 or 3 in the morning, and then she was just up for a whole hour. And I was like, girl, just go to sleep. It's late. I gotta be up early. So this morning, I definitely woke up with not enough energy.
You need to get some pouches of
Yes,
Brutus.
I definitely do. I'm gonna go look at your website today and be like, what flavor am I gonna get? So, of course, what has been your approach to goal setting? And then how many goals do you set at a time?
That is, I'm always the thing is with goals,
Mhm.
you always overestimate in the short term. I thought that in 2 months I would be at my break even, and I thought that in 3 months I would be selling the same as in Europe. It's taking more time. And I think in the long term, we always underestimate. So I try to, instead of, it's like a football match. Instead of telling the score that we need to score this much, it's about,
Mhm.
I'm going to do the process, and then the score will be the score that it is. That's a little bit so my goals is more like task goals. Like, okay, I need to post this much content. I need to open this much this distributor and this distributor. I need that's in the very short term, like a task based, and then say, okay, in maybe in the first 6 months, so at the end of a year, I need to have 1,000 customers, and from there to see how it goes. But I'm more of a task oriented. Of course, the ambition, as I told you, is there, huh? The long term vision. Uh, but if you start telling, okay, I need to have this much turnover in the first month, and then you don't hit it,
Mhm.
it can be difficult, especially when you're starting from zero.
Yeah, yeah, no, I bet. I'm not a good goal for, setter either. I'll miss the target every time. I'm just not. I don't know. I think it's like the time for me. Like I'll set a time frame and then I just won't hit it. And then I basically just kind of give up on the goal. And then I just kind of wait for it to happen. It just happens. It always happens, but it's never whenever I set it for.
Yeah, but it's more about the task. So for November, I need to have two events in the US, give so many samples. So we are at 500 samples to give in with two events, and then in December it's three events, this much samples, and then we will adjust. Okay, how much? maybe we are a little bit lower than we wanted in turnover. So maybe it's not 2 events, but it's four.
Mm, I like that. I like the way that you like processed that, like, or like thought it out. I like that. Okay, so as we wrap up, I do have a few rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so what is the key to success for you?
I think you need to have faith. You need to have faith in you and faith in that if you put the work, the things will happen. Of course, then you accept, but you don't know the end result. Nobody can tell you, you will do. So actually, when you move, when you act without knowing, for me, that's faith. So you need to
Mm,
believe. That
yeah.
I think that is the number one in an entrepreneur.
Yes. No, it really is, in my opinion, too. Because if you don't have faith, it's just everything's basically just gonna fail. Because it's like if you don't have faith in yourself, how do you expect other people to have faith in you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is one piece of advice for other business owners?
Yeah, sometimes when things get tough and they just take a step back, try to see where you're coming from, where you are, and sometimes you don't have to rush things. Sometimes you just have to give them a little bit of time. It's so hard because we are so focused on I'm gonna do so the results will come. And I've seen them with some entrepreneurs, and I think especially in the US, it's very difficult to give one step back. But I think it's better to
Mm-hmm.
have to do it at the right moment and not wait for the burnout when it's your body that is. It happened to me like last year. Sometimes I would wake up with a hyperventilation and I could not like really breathe. Like I was just having panic attacks. So I
Oh
said, okay,
no.
we sit back and just, okay. And I think
Yeah,
that's,
it's like people. Sorry, it's like people don't know how to like relax and just like you said, take a step back or like a little mini vacation to reset themselves. We just always want to go, go, go and get it done.
yeah, I think it's part of the faith part that I was telling you before. It goes there. Just
Yeah,
believe. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so this is a fun question. If you had a little bit of magic dust and you could sprinkle it on one spot of your business, where would that be?
Community. I would love to have a bigger community.
Well, yeah, you come here to Austin and you get out, like, just go downtown. Community, I promise you. Everyone, they will like run to you. Like, there's runners everywhere downtown. Just stand out there and be like, here you go. Just hand
Yeah.
out them like that. That would be so awesome. Okay, so before we get to the final question of the day, would you please share with our audience how they can follow you or learn more and contact you?
Yeah. So we have our e-commerce site. So it's brutalsaltyenergy.com. If you want to contact me directly, so that's Alvaro, Alvaro at brutalsaltyenergy.com. So, and then there you have the links for LinkedIn, for Facebook, for Instagram.
Awesome. Well, we have come to that final question of the day, and it is what is most inspiring to you today?
I think we are living a time which is unique. There is two things. The social networks that have become actually interest networks, so you can find anything about, so that's really unique. I think 20 years ago to launch a brand you would need a lot of money, and now you can just go out and reach your customers that have the same interests. You just need the time, like you need to be posting and have the time, or put a little bit in ads, but I think organic it's possible. So that's unique. And the second thing, which is super exciting, it's AI, artificial intelligence. I am blown away because I'm coming from I had three people in marketing, which
Hmm.
we would discuss, have meetings, do things, and then coming with okay, we're gonna do this kind of communication. The work that I can, the output that I can have with AI, it's superior. So we need to be ready because I think the AI can do at the moment, like maybe better the job than maybe 70% of people. Like only the top experts in each area are better now.
Yeah,
But it is scary, but it is exciting because if you have the ideas and you say, okay, AI is working for me, what can I do with it? It's like a superpower.
yeah. Because I didn't realize that like Chat GPT could do all the things that it does until I start like seeing stuff on social media from people saying you should do this with Chat GPT and put this prompt in there and it'll do this for you. And I was blown away. So I started using it after that because I was very like I didn't want to use it. I just didn't want to mess with it. But yeah, whenever I got on social media and started seeing everyone making these videos about how they were using it, I was blown away.
Imagine you can put the transcript, you can have a negotiation with a supplier that there is a lot of tension. You put the transcript, like you record everything, you put the transcript, you give to
Hmm.
ChatGPT and you say, help me find the convergent points. What am I missing that he's telling me that I cannot see? What are my blind spots? He will analyze and he tell you, yeah, you're not seeing this, you're not seeing this. Like he's trying, and you can say, wow, he's like it it is really a superpower.
Yeah,
At the same time, it's scary because we don't know. It's just the beginning.
right. Right. It's like where are we going with this?
Yeah,
Hopefully it stays in the good direction and doesn't fall off or
I think
something.
it depends. It depends on us. So for us entrepreneurs, just to use it and to use it on the good way and for good things. It will just
Yeah.
reflect what we do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But I love this. I love this conversation. Thank you so much for coming. I really enjoyed your story. So, of course, like I said, thank you for sharing. And also, I just encourage all of you watching to save the show and come back and watch it again because Alvaro really had some great insights for business. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications every time a new conversation drops, just like this one. So, thank you, everyone who joined us today. And a special thank you to you, Alvaro, for being here with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jada. Was really good.